My name is Macaulay Lerman. I'm 24 years old. I'm a GMC student. I take photographs for several organizations in the area, and I also work on a farm in East Poultney. So I take photographs and I write songs. And those are kind of my primary vehicles for expression. I think at the end of the day, they're probably both about processing the external world and making it into something that's either visual or can be expressed through song. Whether we recognize it or not, our daily lives, while they may seem boring to us or impossibly strange, like the fact that you're sitting on a couch right now is fucking weird. It's all kind of nonsense. And I think making art is a way of making sense of all the chaos and whatnot. Yeah. And there's an exploratory factor to it. With photographs, the process of taking a photograph involves me driving around all day and looking for things and bearing witness to select moments that I capture on film. Whereas writing a song, I usually sit in my kitchen and I just kind of dream. There's nothing logical about it. I just kind of wait personally, and some chords come, and then after that, whatever space those chords are creating, a vision comes, and that vision can be translated into words and so on. Yeah, and I think it's just about realizing, I guess, how connected all of our senses are. It sounds strange. The idea of hearing something and assigning it an image or assigning it some kind of scene that has its own sights and smells and textures, etc. But that's what it is. I think that's what making anything is. It's realizing that our sight and our hearing and our taste and everything kind of comes full circle, and we can make a sensory experience out of something two-dimensional or out of music or yeah. It doesn't feel like a conscious choice. I think it's kind of a necessity in a lot of ways. I don't know. I don't know what else I would do. Yeah, I feel like I know a lot of people, especially people I went to high school with, where their whole life is they wake up and they start either doing drugs or drinking heavily, and that's a need for them. They have to do that, whether that's because of addiction or depression or what. But for that same reason, I have to make something. And luckily, it's not as destructive. But it's that same kind of innate need. The first thing I oftentimes after I go to sleep, I wake up running songs through my head, and I wake up kind of coming up with ideas. I just can't turn that part of my brain off, and it's fucking annoying. But at the same time, it allows me to create something. So it's not so much about, I think, reason as it is about gut instinct. Yeah. It's not like there's any money in it. There's no reason to do it really, besides the fact that it feels good and feels right, and feels important, and nothing more than that is holding you to it. So the fact that if you can wake up in the morning with that drive every day, regardless of receiving monetary compensation or anything else, I think that means that you're going to do it just to do it. Like I said, for that kind of gut knee-jerk reaction. Yeah. With music, I like Tom Waits, I like Sparkle Horse, I like Sunkill Moon. And photography, I like photographers like Alex Soth and Sally Mann, Jim Southam. But I guess more abstractly than people and other practitioners, I think it has to do with living in this area and daily life here, and the characters I meet and the things that I see here. One great thing about our changing music industry, for instance, is maybe 40 years ago, you had like two sounds. You had like the New York sound and the LA sound, and there wasn't really music coming out on a large scale from anywhere else. But nowadays, because you have sites like Bandcamp and SoundCloud, you know, while they've certainly changed the music industry, you can kind of be from anywhere and be self-publishing music. And so you're getting like sounds from Poultney, Vermont, from rural Illinois, like from Bloomington, Indiana, from like all these different places that didn't really have a sound before. And now because of the internet age, which certainly has its drawbacks, you're able to get that. And so I think like, I don't know, a lot of the sonic textures that I incorporate into music have to do with living here. Yeah, and photography I think is a more direct representation of that, even because it's not like I'm taking events in daily life here and turning into a song. I'm literally just capturing events in daily life here. Yeah, I don't know how to put this exactly. I think there's something extremely cathartic and therapeutic about it, and in a way that can be shared with your friends or millions of people, depending on your audience, I guess. But I think it's incredibly important in terms of like, you know, healing people and self-reflection and like gaining new knowledge about oneself, but also with the world around them. Like I think music and I guess all kinds of art are incredibly important for that. I think everyone has a handful of bands that they consider super important to their development as a human being, and I would mirror that as well as photographers. That just, you know, they expose you to new ideas and ways of thinking about our world that you wouldn't have been exposed to otherwise, and without that you wouldn't be who you are today. And beyond that, even, you know, there's the political implications that you have with your art, because there's always going to be political implications no matter what, whether or not you're a political artist or not. I think there is, it's hard to say if there's a level of accountability or not. I think traditionally people have looked to the arts for answers, and I don't know if that's fair. Like, I think art is largely about questioning, and maybe that's more important. I remember 2 years ago a discussion in a photography class about Diane Arbus, who takes pictures of marginalized peoples, and if her work was ethical. I don't think there's an answer there, but I don't think there should be. I think we should talk about it, and that's great. And like, if your work raises those questions, whether they're sketchy, dodgy questions or not, I think that's important, and that's good.
Beside an old friend, you say, "Dang, Marin, it's good to see you again. Next time, don't you stay away so long." Say goodbye to the engines that stretch the sky. Texas crew grinning into the night. Hold your tongue when I step into your sights. I know something's wrong. Something